All right, let's talk about downsizing. That word can sound, well, kind of heavy, right? Like you're giving something up. But we're going to flip that idea on its head. This is not about loss. It's about gaining control. It's about simplifying everything and kicking off a brand new, intentional chapter. Honestly, it's an upgrade.
And this, right here, is the thing nobody really prepares you for. All the stress, the panic, the I wish I had done this sooner, it almost always comes from this one thing: waiting too long. Because when a crisis hits and forces your hand, you're not in the driver's seat anymore. Starting early, that is the single biggest thing you can do to make sure this whole process is calm, smooth, and, believe it or not, actually empowering. So, to get you in control, we've laid out a super clear plan. First, we'll hit the number one mistake you absolutely have to avoid. Then, I'll give you a step-by-step roadmap. We'll get into the nitty-gritty rules for letting go of your stuff, the logistics of the move, and we'll finish with the real prize, the incredible freedom that comes with living with less.
Okay, let's jump right into that first crucial point. Seriously, just understanding this one thing is going to change your entire approach to this journey. This is the trap so many people fall into. A sudden health scare, an unexpected job change, and bam, you're making huge life decisions under insane pressure. So why do we wait? Well, a lot of it comes down to this thing called loss aversion. We're basically hardwired to feel the sting of losing something way more than the joy of gaining something. So the thought of letting go of stuff, even stuff we haven't touched in years, just feels awful. And that fear leads to putting it off, which leads to a crisis, which leads to chaos. Our whole goal here is to help you sidestep that trap completely. So, what's the antidote to all that chaos? It's simple. A plan. A clear, written roadmap that puts you right back in control and turns this huge, overwhelming task into a series of totally manageable steps. Now, what I love about this is how it takes a massive project and makes it feel, well, doable. 6 months. That's it. When you break it down like this, you give yourself the breathing room to think, to sort, and to plan without that constant feeling of being rushed. Every month has one clear job, from planning and decluttering all the way to moving day. And inside that 6-month timeline, you've got these 6 core steps. See how each one builds on the last? It's a logical flow. You start big by assessing your goals, then you declutter, you prep the house, you sell it, you move, and you settle in. Trying to do all this out of order is exactly why it feels so overwhelming for so many people. Following this sequence is absolutely key. Okay, we've got our roadmap. Now for what is, for many of us, the hardest part of this whole thing: deciding what stays and what goes. It can be really tough, I know, but it gets so much easier when you have a system. And this right here, this is your system. 4 simple rules to take the guesswork out of every single decision. Usefulness. Do I actually need this for the life I'm moving toward? Frequency. Come on, be honest. Have you used it in the last year? Size. Sounds basic, but will it even fit in the new place? And finally, this is a big one: emotional weight. Is this a happy memory, or is it a burden you've just been dragging around? But of course, we all know it's not always that logical. Downsizing isn't just a physical job. It's deeply emotional. And you know what? Giving yourself the space to actually feel those feelings is what makes the whole process so much smoother. And that's the key takeaway. It is okay. It is totally okay to feel sad about letting go of that old armchair where you read to your kids. The goal isn't to be a robot about this. It's to acknowledge the memory, honor what it meant, and then decide if the physical thing needs to come with you into your future. So to make this super practical, you use the 3-box system: keep, donate, discard. Simple. Every single thing goes into one of those 3 boxes. Now, listen up, because this is the most important rule on this slide. No maybe piles. Maybe is a black hole for your momentum. It's where progress goes to die. You have to make quick decisions. Trust me, it's your best friend in this process. All right, once you've sorted through everything, the focus shifts. Now we're getting into the really practical stuff: prepping your house for sale and actually planning the move itself. Think of this as your stress-free checklist. Remember, all that decluttering you did? That wasn't just for you. It directly helps you get a better price when you sell. Here are some pro tips. Pack the guest room first to get a head start. Color-coded labels for boxes, an absolute game changer on moving day. And please, schedule those donation pickups way in advance to save yourself a massive last-minute headache. Okay, a quick but super important note on money. There are huge financial benefits to downsizing, but you've got to be real about the costs up front. Things like moving fees, a surprise repair you have to make to close the sale, maybe needing a storage unit for a month. Planning for these things keeps your budget on track and just eliminates so much stress.
So we've covered the what and how. Now we get to the best part, the why. This is where we focus on the amazing results that make this entire journey so worth it.
I mean, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? Look at the trade you're making. You're trading high maintenance and constant overwhelm for more freedom and more time. You are swapping financial burdens for real financial relief. You are literally exchanging a house full of clutter for a home filled with peace of mind. That is a trade-up any day of the week.
So let's lock this idea in. The goal was never ever to lose space. The goal is to gain your life back. A simpler home really does lead to a clearer mind. When you have less to clean, less to fix, less to worry about, you unlock time, you gain freedom, and you create a life that just feels lighter and way more intentional.
And that brings us to the final and I think the most exciting question of all. Once you clear out all that physical clutter from your home, you're creating space for something new in your life. More travel, a new hobby, more time with the people you love. What's it going to be? The choice is all yours.